Hello and welcome to the InfoGov Hot Seat. I'm your host, Jim Merrifield, and with me today is Liz Salsedo at Robinson and Cole. Welcome, Liz.
Hey Jim, good to be here.
Yeah, it's awesome to have you in the hot seat, right? A colleague of mine on the hot seat gets asked some pressing questions. So let's let everybody get to know you a little better. Let's tell a brief introduction of yourself, your current role, and one fun fact about yourself.
Okay, so Liz Salsedo, I'm the Director of Knowledge Management and Information Resources at Robinson and Cole. Your listeners probably know we're an AmLaw 200 firm, and I help with a lot of the tools surrounding legal research, legal drafting. I'm a fan of innovation, so everything AI. And prior to joining Robinson, I spent 15 years at Thomson Reuters, consulting with law firms on legal tech. And before that, I practiced law. So I am a recovering attorney. I don't know if that's my fun fact. That doesn't sound very fun. So I'll give you something else to work with. I also speak Italian fluently. So that's kind of
Oh,
fun, and not many people know it.
oh, nice. I might have to transcribe this interview into Italian.
Certo, perché no? There you go.
Love it. I love it. Great. Yeah, it's great to have you. And so here, let's kick this question off, this hot seat off. So I know we work a lot together, right? Our two teams. So how do knowledge management and information governance intersect to create a robust framework leveraging AI in organizations?
Awesome. I love that question because it really boils down to people and teamwork. So obviously, I am on the knowledge management side and you're on the information governance side. And so I think in order to leverage AI effectively, you really need people. So you need people like myself and you working together. I think it's great because I can push for innovation as you can, but also we can make sure to do it safely. So that's where you're going to come in on the security side of things. And that's really it. I mean, working together, teamwork, bring in both of our experiences to bear and doing it in a safely secure manner for the firm.
Yeah, it takes a village, right? We
Yeah.
can't do it alone. And I don't have to be the bearer of bad news and say, hey, you can't use AI. You can't do this. You can't do that. But, although in the firm, Liz is the fun one, right? She gets to bring the shiny tools and play and say, hey, look what we can do and all that good stuff. So,
I
but no,
do get to show some of the fun tools. So
yeah,
I agree with that.
you do. You do. You're much more fun than I am too. So here's another question. So in what ways can effective information governance enhance knowledge management practices as it relates to AI? What do you
Yeah,
think?
definitely. There's a lot of different ways I think that we can enhance it working together. So obviously we've talked about security. I feel like that's always the tension. So the tension between sort of the idea of innovation, so moving forward, adopting AI technology, right, getting it in the hands of our users, which means our attorneys, our staff, making people more efficient and effective, which is the goal of using AI. Sort of balanced with the security part of it, which is a big part of what you do. So I think that's how, again, coming back to the teamwork, we can work together and it can enhance each other. I know you wanted an example too. Is that right, Jim?
Sure. Yeah, I love examples. I love it.
Okay. So an example would be the power of the teams coming together really is a project that you and I did internally at the firm. We worked with the practice group with the goal of making sure to process improve the workflows of that practice group. In we were able to uncover the need to also digitize that group and move them forward. And we were able to, help leverage some technology that they were using in order to become more paperless. So that's an example of someone from the knowledge management side and then you from the information governance side coming together to really help move practice area forward and to gain efficiency and really help them to save time. So in that instance, we were able to shave off about 15 minutes per day per timekeeper, which added up to over $500,000 just by doing that for that one practice group. So there's also a lot of not just time savings, but money that can be saved, right? In
Yeah.
these
And who doesn't,
processes.
yeah, and who doesn't like to save some money?
That's right. Or make more money is what it translates
Exactly.
into, really, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That was a fun project. I'm sure we have plenty more on the docket this year into next. But along with, a lot of benefits and things, there's a lot of challenges with AI and with the KM systems out there. How can, in your opinion, how can strong information governance practices help mitigate these challenges around like AI and all the fun stuff?
Yeah, so obviously security. So strong practices around information governance protects data. So that's at the forefront of all of this. Let's go back to that kind of that balance. You can almost see them on the scales of justice, right? We'll use that for all our legal attorneys listening and other people at law firms, right? So we're balancing innovation and security, and we want to make sure security is always balanced with innovation. And so obviously from your side, protecting our data. And that means using tools that allow us to innovate and move forward, use AI in a safe, secure manner. So I see that as a huge benefit of working with an individual like you with strong information governance practices. I think it helps us protect our data. I think it also can help us when we're evaluating tools that we want to adopt at the firm, for example, being able to look at the agreements that we have with vendors, for example, and make sure, number one, that they're not using the AI tool to train their data, right? Number two, that there's good language in those policies and documents, and there's more we could add to that, I'm sure. Go ahead, you can throw out a 3, right, or a 4 on that list of things we want to balance. But I think that's really how information governance can help sort of bolster KM, because KM, knowledge management, is where a lot of that data resides, right? The systems that you're using for knowledge management is where all that attorney work product lives, and we want to protect it and make sure it's safe while still being able to leverage it and find it easier. I mean, that's really one of the biggest things we've seen, Jim, is like finding stuff is one of the biggest challenges in these knowledge management systems. So can we use an AI tool safely to help us find stuff better and faster so our attorneys can repurpose, reuse the work product better, faster, more efficiently?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, right? How do we use the power of our document management systems and our institutional knowledge to just create a better work product, right? And train future leaders at the firm. I know you mentioned a few points there. We can mention 3 more, but we can't give everybody our secrets, right?
That's right.
At least on one podcast, we can't give everybody all the secrets. So
That's true.
yeah, so I know we talked about a few things, but Liz, anything else you'd like to share as a final thought with the audience? Is there any speaking engagements that you have coming up? Anything, any events that you're attending that you wanted to make mention of, or a summer vacation? I don't know, whatever you want.
Yeah, totally. So you just said train future leaders. And I think this is a big pain point for a lot of management law firms is how do you retain good talent and then train talent, future leaders of law firms for the future? And the future is going to include AI. So I think all of us need to be thinking about how are we training our people at our firms, at our organizations to understand AI and how to use it, leverage it effectively. And so in terms of upcoming fun things for the summer, I'm going to be speaking on 2 panels at AALL, Association for American Law Librarians in Chicago in July. One is on how to use AI and choose AI tools. And then the other one is on bias in AI. So that should be a lot of fun. And then Jim, you and I have an upcoming CLE that's going to be coming out as well.
We do. Tell everybody about that.
Yeah, sure. So it's a journey in really how to pick AI tools for your law firm and also stay secure and safe, right? Security and safety. And it's going to be through West Legal Ed Center. As soon as it's out, I'm sure Jim and I will be posting it on our LinkedIn profiles. So you'll have no problem catching that and listening to it. Anything to add, Jim?
No, it was just it was a great opportunity to be able to do that CLE with you. And I can't wait to hear the feedback from all the listeners and also to get some feedback from your conference, the law librarians in Chicago, right? I'm sure there'll be a lot of feedback there. It's a great time for a conference, right? Because it's right before budget season. And you're going to come back with all these ideas. I'm going to go to ILTA in August and come back with a bunch of ideas, and then we're going to get together and put our budget together for 2025. So that's going to be really exciting.
That's true. It's like we'll have our holiday wish list. What do we want? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly. Yeah. So listen, Liz, thanks so much for spending some time on the hot seat. I know you're very busy with all the AI tools out there, getting all these questions from people inside the firm. So thanks so much for taking the time out of your busy day to share some of your knowledge with the audience.
You got it. Thank you, Jim, and thank you for your partnership. It's been a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we'll continue on into the months and years ahead. And of course, too, if for our listeners, if you want to be a guest on the Information Governance Hot Seat, just all you got to do is submit your information through our website, infogovhotseat.com. I should get my own website right. And thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the InfoGov Hot Seat. Follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and LinkedIn. Check out our main website at infogovhotseat.com to view our latest episodes and much more.